Hi guys, welcome back to the Home and Homestead. If you're new, I'm Rebecca. Today we're going to be heading to the kitchen where we're going to do some crock pot cooking. We're going to add in all the nice flavors of one of our favorite hamburgers. We're going to make some slow cooker mushroom and Swiss burger soup. So let's head to the kitchen and get our ingredients together so we can make some slow cooker mushroom and Swiss burger soup with some great mushroom and Swiss hamburger flavors. So the first thing we need to do for preparing our mushroom and Swiss burger soup is brown up some ground beef, and we'll also saute and caramelize some other ingredients to add some great flavor to our crock pot soup. So in the skillet, I'm going to heat this to medium high, and we're going to brown up 1 pound of ground beef. Now if you prefer turkey burgers, you could do ground turkey as well. But now we're going to brown up this ground beef to give it some nice color and flavor for our soup. Now that the ground beef has browned up, I'm going to put this into our crock pot liner pan here. I'm going to maintain the juices in the skillet. Now we're going to saute 1 small onion that's been chopped. Add a little salt to get some of that liquid out of the onions. And a little pepper. We'll just saute these onions until they have become translucent and just lightly caramelized. Now that the onions have sauteed and they're translucent and just lightly caramelized, we're going to add these to the crock pot pan as well. And then we'll add about 2 cups of sliced mushrooms. I like to use Baby Bella, but you can use whatever variety of mushrooms you prefer. And these are going to cook down quite a bit. So I'm going to add some more salt to help draw out some of that liquid, and we'll add some black pepper as well. You can always add more salt and pepper later after the soup has cooked and the flavors have really melded together. But for now, we're going to saute these mushrooms. They'll release their liquids and this will really cook down. We can add it to our crock pot and continue on with this recipe. Now that the mushrooms have cooked down and released a lot of their liquid, we can add them to the crock pot liner pan here. And now we can add this to the crock pot and just add a few more ingredients for making our soup. So by taking just a few minutes and sauteing and browning our ground beef and onions and mushrooms, we were able to add some great flavor for our soup. So now let's add the remainder of the ingredients. First, we're going to add 4 cups of beef broth. If you do your own, this would be 1 quart. And I have 1 quart of my homemade beef bone broth. If you'd like to see how to make your own homemade beef bone broth, I do have videos on the process of making the broth, as well as canning it later for preservation and long-term storage of your homemade beef broth. Next, we'll add about 4 yellow that have been peeled and cubed. And after I do that, I just place it in some water so that the potatoes don't start to brown. We're just going to add our prepared potatoes into the crock pot here. This will give our soup a little bit of substance, as well as kind of mimic having French fries with some burgers. Now to give some great cheese flavor, we're going to add 1 10.5 ounce can of white cheddar cheese soup. This is the kind that I'll be using today, but you can use whatever brand you prefer. This will give some great cheese flavor, kind of mimic that Swiss cheese that you'll get in a mushroom and Swiss burger. Next, we'll add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and about 2 tablespoons of Dijon or stone ground mustard. Just mix all of these ingredients together. And we'll add the lid to the crock pot. I'm going to turn it on. You can either cook this for about 4 hours on high or about 6 to 8 hours on low. I like to start at about 5 hours. So now what I'm going to do is allow the crock pot or slow cooker here to do its thing. And I'll check it after 5 hours to see if we need to add some more time. All right, now our crock pot mushroom and Swiss burger soup has been cooking for about 6 hours. So what I'm going to do is take the lid off and we'll give our soup a little stir here. You see the nice big pieces of potato and the mushrooms and onions in there with that ground beef. It smells wonderful. So now what we're going to do is add about 1 cup of some shredded Swiss cheese. And this will help give some great Swiss cheese flavor, and it will also help thicken up our soup a little bit. So right now the crock pot is just on keep warm. So you can either keep the crock pot on keep warm until you're ready to serve, or if you wanted to serve right away, you could put your crock pot on low for about 15 to 20 minutes. So now I'm just going to let the crock pot heat through that cheese that we added, and it'll thicken up the soup a little bit. We can put some in a bowl and have a closer look and a taste of our crock pot mushroom and Swiss burger soup. All right, here we have our slow cooker mushroom and Swiss burger soup, and I put some in a bowl and then garnished it with some shredded Swiss cheese and a few slices of mushrooms, a little parsley on top. This makes a wonderful savory soup that was easy to prepare in the crock pot and has all the flavors of a mushroom and Swiss hamburger. This is a great way to get some of that wonderful hamburger flavor during the months you might not be able to be outside and grill. Or if you would like something simple and savory and delicious to enjoy. So I like to serve this with little Hawaiian rolls as little slider buns. They kind of serve as a dinner roll, and you keep with that hamburger theme with it as well. If you'd like to know how to make some homemade Hawaiian rolls yourself, I do have a video on the topic where I go over how to create Hawaiian rolls from scratch, and I do have a no egg option for that recipe as well. So let's have a closer look at our soup here. Nice big pieces of the hamburger and potatoes and onions, and of course those mushrooms in there. With that Swiss cheese we added, it helped to thicken up the soup a little bit, and then we also garnished with more cheese on top. It really is a delicious soup. So if you'd like more ideas, meal inspiration, or perhaps some easy meals using your crock pot, air fryer, or Instant Pot, I do have playlists on the topic, as well as a number of different recipes and food preservation videos as well. So if you're new to the channel or haven't done so yet, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't done so yet, and continue to watch my channel, The Home and Homestead, for some more homemade, homegrown, and home-style inspiration. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. See you next time. Take care.